we'll see the topic today in the lesson Geography, Resources and Industries. In that first we are going to see about the what is the difference between these industries, agro based industry, mineral based industry, jute and sugar industry, conventional and non-conventional energy, and especially cotton textile industries. Very important question that will be repeatedly asked in the public exam. So these are the things we are going to learn about today. First one is the agro based, and next one is the mineral based. Mineral based industry. Agro based and mineral based industry. Agro based industry. These industries draw raw materials, draw their raw materials from agricultural sector. So what happens, these industries, they draw their raw materials from agricultural sector. What is raw materials? The things that needed for to make a final products, isn't it? So these agro based industries, what is agro based industries? That is based on agriculture, the industries that based on agriculture. For example, sugar industry. So for that, where we are getting that sugar cane is for raw material for that sugar industry, isn't it? So that sugar we are getting from the agriculture. So that is what that sugar industry that depends on agriculture. That is what a agro based industry. Okay children. So agro based industry, in these industries draw is that getting their raw materials from where? From the agricultural sector. Okay, and if you take the mineral based industry, so that is the mineral based industry where they are getting raw materials from both metallic and non-metallic. Okay, as raw materials. What is metallics? Minerals, that metallic minerals that contains the metal. For example, gold, iron, these are all examples of the metallic minerals. Non-metallic minerals, okay, that it won't contain any metal. Example is the gypsum, petroleum, coal, these are all comes under the non-metallic minerals. Okay, so mineral based industry, that mainly they get its raw materials from the metallic and non-metallic minerals as their raw materials. This is the first difference. What is this industry? That agro businesses draw their raw materials from agricultural sector, and the mineral based industry that gets its raw materials from metallic and non-metallic mineral as their raw materials. And next point, examples. If you take the examples here, cotton textile, jute textile, silk and sugar cane. These are all only few examples children. Sugar cane. These are the examples of the agro based industries. Here main iron and steel. Iron and steel is the major mineral based industry. So this is about the difference between agro based and mineral based industry. It gets raw materials from the agriculture sector, it gets from metallic and non-metallic minerals, and these are the examples: cotton, textile, jute, silk, sugarcane. These are all the examples for the agro based industries, and iron and steel is a major mineral based industry. The next is jute industry and sugar industry. Jute industry, sugar industry. Okay, in this jute is also called as golden fiber. Okay, yes, jute is a golden fiber, low priced fiber. இதோட விலையும் ரொம்ப கம்மி. Low priced fiber, and this is used mainly for package materials. Okay, used mainly for making package materials. So what for it is used? It is used mainly for package materials, and this is blended with cotton கூடையும் அப்புறம் woolோடையும் அதை சேர்த்து என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க, டெக்ஸ்டைல் வந்து ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுறாங்க. ஓகே, ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணுறாங்க. blended with cotton and wool to produce textiles. Okay, and here if you take jute, here sugar industry, sugar can be produced. எதுலேருந்து sugar produce பண்ணுறாங்கம்மா? Sugar can be produced from sugar cane. மெயினாக அது என்னதுலேருந்து? sugar cane, sugar beet. sugar beetனா என்னென்னா இனிப்பு கிழங்குகள், அதாவது சக்கரவள்ளி கிழங்கு அந்த மாதிரி இல்லை, சீனி கிழங்கு அப்படிலாம் சொல்கிறோம்ல, அதுலேருந்தும் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்களாம், சுகர்ஸ் வந்து எடுப்பாங்களாம். எந்த கிழங்கெல்லாம் வந்து ரொம்ப சுகரியாக இருக்கோ அதை மாதிரி அதுலேருந்தும் என்ன பண்ணுவாங்களாம், சுகர்ஸ் எடுப்பாங்க. அதுதான் சுகர் பீட்ஸ். ஓகே, சுகர் பீட்ஸ் அண்ட் எனி அதர் crop which have sugar content. வேறு எந்த க்ராப்பில் சுகர் இருக்கோ அதில் இருந்தும் சுகர் வந்து they will extract. Okay, so sugar can be produced from sugar cane, sugar beet and other crops, any other crops which have a sugar content. ஆனால் மெயின்லி இந்தியாவில் நாம் எதுலேருந்து சுகர் எடுக்கிறோம்னா, we are mainly use the sugar cane is a source of sugar. Okay, so in India mainly, sugar is the main source of, sugar cane is the main source of sugar. So this is about the first point, and if you take the next one, it is the largest producer of jute goods. That is India's total production, 35% it contributes, which jute industry. So it is the largest producer of jute goods, that is 35%, and it is the second largest producer next to Brazil. Brazil is a country, and this country is the in world, it stands first in producing the sugar. Okay, and next to Brazil, India is in the second place. That is why it is the second largest producer of sugar in the world next to Brazil. Then third point is jute, and this is sugar. It is the second, it is the second important textile mill next to cotton industries. Textiles la cotton industries ku adutha place la irukkiradhu in the jute. Here it is the second agro based industries. I already told what is agro based industry, isn't it? It is the second agro based industry next to cotton textile. Cotton textile. Okay, then next is about the employment. How much employment is provided by these two industries? Okay, gives employment in the production of raw jute and jute goods. இந்த இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸ்லாம் மக்களுக்கு இருந்து எம்ப்ளாய்மெண்ட் ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் கொடுக்குது ஜூட். எதில்? ரா ஜூட் அண்ட் ஜூட் குட்ஸ் இண்டஸ்ட்ரீஸ். ஹியர் gives it gives the that is 2.86 lakhs worker. Okay, and it provide employment to 2.86 lakhs workers. Okay, so here this jute industry, it gives employment to the people in the raw jute industry and jute goods industry. Here it provides the employment for nearly 2.86 lakhs people, workers. Okay, and next one is the where it is situated. Okay, so then the major jute producing area is West Bengal. Okay, area or in West Bengal. West Bengal தான் ஜூட் வந்து ஏன்னா எங்கே தண்ணி அதிகமாக இருக்கோ அந்த இடத்துல தான் ஜூட் வந்து நல்லா விளையும். ஸோ வெஸ்ட் பெங்கால் கோஸ்டல் ஏரியாஸில் வந்து இந்த ஜூட் வில் க்ரோ வெல் பிகாஸ் இட்ஸ் நீட்ஸ் more water, abundant water. So this crop will grow more in West Bengal. Okay, that too within an area of 6 kilometer radius of 6 kilometer of Kolkata. ஸோ கொல்கட்டாவில் தான் மெயினாக வந்து இந்த ஜூட் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி வந்து நிறைய இருக்குது. அண்ட் அதே இஃப் யூ டேக் இட் சுகர் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி, த மேஜர் ப்ரொடியூசர் ஆஃப் sugar is UP, உத்தர் பிரதேஷ். நம்மளோட கண்ட்ரி டோட்டல் ப்ரொடக்ஷன் 50% சுகர் வந்து எங்கேருந்து கிடைக்கிறதுனா இந்த உத்தர் பிரதேஷ்ல தான். தட் இஸ் 50% ஆஃப் தி கண்ட்ரீஸ் ப்ரொடக்ஷன். country's production. So this is about the jute industry and sugar industry. So jute industry, that is the second largest producer of the jute, and agro-based industry is the next to the Brazil, and it is the second most textile industry and next cotton, and the second largest agro-based in the cotton textile industry, and the employment to raw jute and jute goods, it gives 2.86 lakhs people employment, and main area where it is producing more in West Bengal, that is to the Hooghly river, mainly to the Hooghly river, near Hooghly river, and here it is the main producer is UP, and that is 50% of our that is cotton sugar industry is in the Uttar Pradesh. Next is about conventional and non-conventional. Okay. Conventional and non-conventional. Okay. So, this is thermal nuclear power. Thermal power and nuclear power or conventional sources of energy sources. So, conventional energy sources are thermal power, nuclear power. If you take it here, that is hydro power, then solar energy, wind energy, biomass energy, wave and tidal energy, wave and tidal energy, or non-conventional energy source. So, this is the difference between the conventional and non-conventional. Conventionals are thermal power, nuclear power, these are all conventionals, and hydro, solar energy, wind energy, biomass, these are all the non-conventional energy sources, and these conventional energy sources are non-renewable. What is non-renewable? That cannot produced immediately, quickly, or it cannot be produced at all. That is a non-renewable. Here this energy is what is this? Non-conventional energy sources are renewable energy. This can be, what is renewable, non-renewable? Here this is non-renewable, this is renewable, that we can make it again. Sun will never end, water will never end, air will never end, isn't it? So, we can produce again and again. So, that is what a non-convention is a renewable. It can be renewed, again it can be produced, but okay. So, that is a renewable energy. So, conventional energy sources are non-renewable. This nuclear power, thermal power, these are all non-renewable. Then non-conventional energies, these wind, solar, these are all the renewable energy. So, here if you take it for the example, conventional is the coal, petroleum, these are all the examples. Okay, coal, petroleum, natural gas and nuclear minerals, or that is non-renewable energy. It cannot be produced, or it takes thousands of years to produced. If you take it here, solar, wind, tidal, wave, etc., or renewable, it can be replenished easily, okay, renewable resources. Okay children, this is what a conventional and non-conventional resources. Okay, then conventional is thermonuclear power, or these are the conventionals. Hydro, solar, these are all that is non-conventional. Conventional energy or non-renewable, non-conventional is the renewable. Example is coal, petroleum, nuclear, etc. Okay, here solar, wind, tidal, these are all the renewable resources. Then next we will see about the cotton textile industry. Very, very important question for your public exam. Okay, cotton textile industry. So, cotton textile industry, these are agro based industry. This is a agro based industry. Okay, in India, this sector in India with 3,400 textile mills with the installed capacity of how much? With the installed capacity of more than 50 million spindles. Okay, 50 million அதாவது என்ன சொன்னாங்க, ஸ்பிண்டில் தறி. ஓகே, அதெல்லாம் 50 million spindles and 8,42,000 rotors, and it is the second largest in the world. Okay, and is the second largest on the world. Okay, so this cotton textile industry is the agro based industry, and this sector in India, how much textile it has? It has 3,400 textiles and installed with how much capacity of more than 50 million spindles and 8,42,000 rotors. Okay, and this is a second largest industry in the world. Okay, then this cotton industry, okay, this traditional, what is this? Traditional is old. Okay, traditional sectors, okay, like handloom. Okay, then next one is the handicraft, small power loom unit. These are the biggest employment giving opportunity sectors. Okay, power unit, small power unit, or the biggest, okay, biggest employment or the sources of okay, or the biggest source of employment for millions of people. Millions of people, particularly in rural and semi-urban areas. Okay, where in rural and semi-urban areas. Okay, so the traditional sectors, traditional the kai tariyala pandrathu and the handloom, handicraft, small power loom units, these are all giving opportunities for how many people? For millions of people, especially in the rural and semi-urban areas. Okay va, வேலை வாய்ப்புகள்ல வில்லேஜ்லயும் செமி அர்பன் ஏரியாஸ்ல உள்ள இடத்துல இருக்க மக்களுக்கு வந்து மில்லியன்ஸ் ஆஃப் மக்களுக்கு வந்து இது வேலை வாய்ப்பை வந்து கொடுக்குதாம். So it is one of the largest source of employment generation in the country. கண்ட்ரியில் நம்ம கண்ட்ரியில் முக்கால்வாசி வேலை வாய்ப்பு இதுலேருந்து தான் கிடைக்குது மக்களுக்கு. இந்த கண்ட்ரி அதுவும் how many 45 million employees. Okay, 40 employees and 25 million worker. Okay children, yes. So this cotton textile industry that is traditional sectors, that is using the handloom, handicrafts, these industries, they are providing millions of people employment opportunity, especially in rural and semi-urban areas, and it is one of the largest source of employment generation in our country, that is to 45 million employees and 25 million workers. Then in India at present textile industries are 1719 mills. How many textile mills are there? Here there are 1719 textiles mills in India at present. இப்போ வரைக்கும் நமக்கு எவ்வளவு இருக்கு? At present. So at present we have 1719 textile mills in India. So adoda concentration private level, cooperative how much, and the public sector how much we are going to see about. Okay, in that first one, in public sector, government public sector, how much it is? 188 mills. If you take cooperative, how much? Cooperative sector 147 mills. And if you take the private sector, which is more here private, 1284 mills. Okay, so at present we have 1719 cotton textile mills in India at present, and that too the contribution in each sector is, the public sector is 188 mills and cooperative is 147, and if you take private 1284 mills. And India, the position of cotton in India, so it is the third largest producer of cotton in the world. So what our position is? We are in the third position in the production of cotton. Okay, production of cotton in the world, and the largest loom arc. We have a loom arc, and the தறி சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல அது மாதிரி நிறைய நம்மகிட்ட இருக்கு. And ring spindles, சுழல் வீல் அப்படி சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல அது, spindles in the world. So we are the third position, and we have the largest loom arc and ring spindles in the world. Okay, then next is the largest organized modern industry of India. India la romba modernized on industry, which is that is the cotton textile industry, and how much it contributes in the capital, production, that and labor. We are going to study it. Engaged how much percent? 16% in the industrial capital, and 14% in the industrial output. Okay, and over 20% industrial labor. So it engaged 16% in the industrial capital and 14% in the industrial output and over 20% in the industrial labor. Okay, so it is the third largest producer of cotton in the world and largest loom arc and ring spindle in the world, and we are the most cotton industry is the most modern industry of India. And how much percentage is engaged industrial capital? 16, 14 industrial output and 20% industrial labor. Then why this cotton textile industry is more important or more industry in India? Because of the following reason. Okay, that is, first is the presence of black cotton soil. So cotton will grow more in the black soil. Okay, so this cotton grow in black soil, that is abundant in Maharashtra. So that is why it grows well in Maharashtra. Okay, presence of black cotton soil in Maharashtra. Then humid climate. Okay, so humid climate and presence of Mumbai port. துறைமுகம் அங்கே இருக்கிறதுனால ஈஸியாக டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட் அதாவது குட்ஸை ஒரு இடத்துலேருந்து இன்னொரு இடத்துக்கு ஈஸியாக அது கொண்டு போக முடியுது. ஸோ presence of Mumbai port and availability of hydropower. அவங்களுக்கு hydropower வந்து ஈஸியாக they are getting. Availability of hydropower and good market. They have a very good market. Okay, and well developed transport facilities. So these are the reason why cotton textile industry is very important in Maharashtra. Okay, the presence of black cotton soil is there, and because Maharashtra is the Deccan plateau is rich in black soil. So then humid climate, presence of Mumbai port is there, and hydropower is available. They got a good market and well developed transport systems. These makes the cotton textile industry to be more in that area. And next is the Manchester of India. Which country, which place? Manchester of India is, which place is? Mumbai. Mumbai is called the Manchester of India. The Manchester, it is in England. There cotton will grow well, textiles are more. So that like that In India, our Manchester is Mumbai. Mumbai is called the Manchester of India. Okay. So, and here higher concentration of textile. Here we have many textile industries, textile mills in and around. இத சுத்தி நமக்கு மும்பைல சுத்தி textile mills அதிகமா இருக்கா. So that is why it is called as a Manchester of India. Okay. Then how much it contributes? Okay. Then it contributes, and this is the Manchester of India and South India, Manchester of South India. South India is called Coimbatore. எப்படி இந்தியாவோட மான்செஸ்டர் மும்பையோ அதே மாதிரி நம்ம சவுத் இந்தியாவோட மான்செஸ்டர்னா அது கோயம்புத்தூர். அதில் 200 mills out of 435 out of. Okay. So here the contribution is the cotton textile industry contributes. How much it contributes? It contributes 7% of industrial output and 2% to India's GDP, gross domestic product. Okay. So that gives India's 2% GDP and 15% country export earning. From that 50% we got it from the export earnings. Okay. Countries export earnings. This is about the cotton textile industry. So I hope you have understood the concept. We'll see the assignment. Learn cotton textile industry. Thank you children. Have a nice day.